We're going to work on understanding the slopes of perpendicular lines in this example. So our question is, how do the slopes of perpendicular lines compare? So let's take a look at our two lines here. I'm actually going to label, we've got line, I'm going to label this one line L and this one line N. So if I talk about line L and line N, now I know which line we're talking about. So let's go ahead and find the slope of line L. So when I look at L, I can find the slope by counting the rise over the run from two exact points. So I would say here's an exact point, and we've got an exact point right there. So when you count rise over run from a graph, just remember you always want to start with the point on the left, and you want to do the rise first. Our rise is actually going to go down. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that makes our rise a -4. We always want to end up running to the right, or we're running 1, so our slope is -4 over 1. Now let's find the slope of line N. As we look at line N, we want to find two nice exact points. I can see here's an exact point, and we have an exact point right there. Count the rise over the run. Start with a point on the left. Do the rise. First, we're rising up 1, so it's going to be positive. We're going to run 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 over 4. So what we notice in looking at our two slopes, how do they compare? Are they opposite reciprocals of each other? So if I were to take -4 over 1, flip it for the reciprocal, change the sign for the opposite, would we get 1 over 4? You notice that, yeah, we would. These are opposite reciprocal slopes. Another way to check for perpendicular lines is to find the product. Product means multiply the two slopes together. -4 over 1 times 1 over 4. If we multiply straight across, we get -4 over 4, which reduces to -1. So if the product of two slopes is -1, that means that your lines are perpendicular. So they are forming a right angle where they meet. Why does it make sense that the slopes of perpendicular lines have opposite signs? Well, if one line has a positive slope, so there's my positive slope. In order for the other line to intersect at a right angle, it must have a negative line, negative slope. These aren't the prettiest lines I'm drawing. So that's how we're getting that right angle. That one must have a negative slope to intersect and form that right angle.